I walked away from a six-figure job. Now I'm about to have two kids in college on one income, and I'm rebuilding from scratch in my 50s. This is not about regret because I don't regret walking away at all. But I do want to talk about what happened after. You see, for years, money wasn't something that I really worried about. My husband and I had very good salaries. We lived very comfortably, not over the top. We weren't balling out of control, but we were comfortable. The kind of comfortable where you don't think twice about things. You just live your life and you do the things that you want to do without worrying about it. Then in 2020, I left my job. Burnout had taken everything that I loved about that work, and I knew that I had to walk away. So we went from two incomes to one. Now, here's the thing, we were and are still okay. We adjusted, we still live comfortably. So I'm not here to tell you that all of a sudden we were struggling because that didn't happen for us. But with two kids in college at the same time, the math is feeling a little different. Now, before I tell you what I'm doing about it, I want to take you all the way back because I think where you start with money shapes how you think about it for the rest of your life. I did not grow up with a lot of money. My parents worked very hard. They don't have college degrees, but they made what we had work. I watched them do that year after year. They would stretch what they had, never wasting, never taking anything for granted. That has stuck with me. So even years later, when I had money in savings, when we were living comfortably, when by every measure things were fine, I was still watching my pennies, still being careful with money, still making sure we had a safety net just in case. I think a lot of people assume that once you have money, the carefulness goes away, but it doesn't. Not for me, anyway. If anything, for me, it's the opposite. The more that I've had, the more intentional I've been about protecting it. So since I left my job, I've watched everything more closely because now there's no second salary sitting there as a buffer. It's just us being thoughtful, making sure every dollar is doing what it needs to do, but still enjoying our lives. We still go out to eat when we want to. We still have our season tickets. That's the mindset that I'm bringing into this next chapter. Not panic, not deprivation, just the same thing my parents taught me without ever saying it out loud. Be thoughtful with what you have, and it will carry you further than you think. So, two college educations, one income. A future that suddenly has a lot more numbers attached to it than it used to. Here's what I'm actually doing. I'm rebuilding income from scratch in my 50s. And I want to be really clear about this. I don't have it figured out yet. So I'm not coming to you with a 5-step plan or a perfect answer. I'm exploring multiple paths right now, figuring out what fits and what's right for me. What actually makes sense for this season of my life. Some days I feel really motivated, like it's a challenge I get to take on with everything that I've learned over 50 plus years. And some days, y'all, it feels real heavy. The uncertainty, the not knowing, starting something from the ground up at this age when I thought I had already done all of that work decades ago. Why am I telling you this so publicly? Well, because I think we don't talk about money honestly enough, especially at this age. We either pretend we have it all figured out or we get quiet and just deal with the stress of it all. I'd rather be honest about it. I left a job that was taking pieces of me that I couldn't get back. That was the right decision. And now I'm doing the next right thing. I'm figuring out how to build income in a way that fits the life I actually have right now, not the life that I used to have. I am in the middle of figuring it out. Some of you are probably doing the same. So I'm going to be sharing my journey with you as it unfolds, what I try, what works, what doesn't, not pretending that I have all the answers, just honesty, one step at a time. That's where I am right now. I'll see you in the next one.